Texans Nation, what is good? How are we feeling? I know it's probably a rough day here with the Texans being eliminated from the playoffs yesterday by the Baltimore Ravens, probably the best team in football right now. And you know what? If I'm a Texans fan, I'm proud. I'm happy of where my team came. When you look at all the expectations set on them before the season started, man, did they destroy every single... Just think about it for a second, right? Think about it. They went from being the second worst team in football last year to being 10-7, making the playoffs, winning versus the Browns, dominating them with a rookie quarterback, right? A rookie head coach, and had nothing but injuries throughout the entirety of a season, right? Now, this team is going to come back, and they're going to come back strong. In this video, I want to break down a couple of plays here to showcase to you guys why CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans have, a very bright future. On this play, we're going to get a play fake here to Devin Singletary, and we're going to get a quick out, or maybe actually a deeper route on 1st and 15 to Dalton Schultz on the outside. But watch the patience here by CJ Stroud. I think this is what he's so great at doing, is just staying patient, not forcing passes down the field, and waiting for his guys to get open. Now, the Ravens, why they struggled so much versus the Ravens is because they send such good pressure. They, are very schematically sound. They know when to send blitzes, where to send them, what gaps to send them through, at what different times, how to disguise their defense. This Ravens team is the best football team you could play. So Houston playing them, and throughout the first half of this game, it was neck and neck. It was a 10-10 game going into halftime, and CJ Stroud and the Texans looked like they could steal this game. But like I said, does a good job. Look at this ball, firing in there, an absolute missile towards the right sideline for a first down and 1st and 15. Absolutely amazing. Then we talk about, the pressure that they bring. Watch this play. And this is what made CJ Stroud so uncomfortable in the pocket throughout this game. And it's not a surprise to me because when you look at the Ravens, numbers this year, they're their best football team in the NFL in terms of points allowed per game. They allowed the least touchdowns allowed per game. They allowed the least amount of rushing touchdowns per game, but also are the 5th best team in terms of sack percentage. So boom, you're going to get a quick motion there by the interior defensive tackle. He is going to instead show right but go left. Right now, what this does is now you got to double team up the middle, and then one-on-one to the one-on-ones on the outside with 50 over here, and then on the other interior defensive lineman, and then you get instant pressure by 99 off that right side, forcing CJ Stroud outside the pocket, and then a great block shed here by this big dude right here, 58, containing the edge, doing a good job not absolutely going right towards him, giving him a lane to scramble out, but also goes to the outside, make sure there's nowhere for him to go. And then on the backside, we have pretty much perfect coverage here by the defense. Forces an incomplete pass on 3rd and 13, and then makes them, go for a field goal. Listen, this Ravens team is the best team they're going to face, and you know what? They were neck and neck for the first half, and then they started to struggle, but that's okay. Guys, how many of you, Texas fans of the world, be honest with yourselves, how many of you thought that this team would make the playoffs, but not only make the playoffs, but win a game, and then advance and play the best team in football, and then be neck and neck going into the second half? How many of you guys thought that? Because me, I did not expect that at all, which just goes to show the potential of this team going forward. Now, one of the biggest things about this Texans team going forward is this season they rank top 15 in both offense and defense, right? So think about it for a second. We have an offseason coming up, free agency. How many guys do you think actually want to play under Nico Ryans? Not only defensively, but offensively, how many guys want to come over and play for a guy like CJ Stroud? Guys, this is going to be a big offseason. Not only did they prove to the NFL and prove to the world that, yes, we are a team with the 2nd overall draft pick last year, traded up for the 3rd, got a guy like Will Anderson, got a franchise quarterback in CJ Stroud, and then made the playoffs. And for half of the football game, we look like we could advance to the championship game. Now, there's a lot of young guys on this team I love as well, including Christian Harris had an unbelievable football game. They have Blake Cashman, Derek Stingley, Jalen Petrie. There are so many guys on this football team I love, and yes, they struggled. But who thought coming into this game that they were really going to dominate? I'm sorry, I didn't think they were going to dominate, and they looked really good in the first half. Their offense couldn't get it going, but think about the injuries that they've had. Tank Dell, imagine if Tank Dell was ready to go this game. I mean, just imagine the potential they have, right? I think this football team's amazing. I think they're only getting better from here. And I think this offseason is going to be the most fun that we see in a long time. Now, before we get any further in the video, make sure you guys do me a quick favor. Hit that like button just so we can get this video out to more Texans fans around the world. But also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the Texans all offseason long, which includes, potential free agent signings, potential draft selections, and we're going to be breaking down individual film of a bunch of players, including Jalen Petrie, including Derek Stingley, Will Anderson, Jonathan Grenard, Christian Harris, a bunch of these guys. Right? As you get nice pressure there by, Jalen Petrie, I feel like Lamar Jackson is just a different type of quarterback this year, man. Look at how he stays patient. You got pressure off the edge here by Will Anderson, who almost gets a sack in the playoff game and then throws, a dot to the right side, gets Zay Flowers out of bounds. I mean, their offense was just hitting on all cylinders in the second half. And you got to give credit to the Texans in the first half because they shut them down. They completely shut them down. But also, if you guys want more film breakdowns like this, comment down below more film. If you want the full breakdown of this game, comment down below offensive film, defensive film, or just more film in general. And if you think the Texans can win maybe even the Super Bowl next year, comment down below the number 7. Just want to see how many of you guys believe that. But let's jump into the next play. Now, watch this play by CJ Stroud. We got 3rd and 13. They're playing way deep coverage. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 guys playing way back here from what we can see. And then we're going to have one-on-one here with Nico Collins. Obviously, this is probably a zone coverage, as you can see by those linebackers starting to even out over there. We know that this is zone coverage. They're trying to allow you to throw it over here, by the line of scrimmage and then come up and tackle, right? However, CJ Stroud doesn't accept that. 3rd and 13, we want a first down, and I'm going to take that risk. Ready? Drops back, throws an absolute missile, a deep dig over to Nico Collins. Guys, I'm telling you, even when the Ravens try to stop it, they couldn't. CJ Stroud is so goddamn good, man. He is so good. And we're going to be able to break down this film a lot more once the All Coaches 22 film drops, or All 22 Coaches film, whatever it's called. Once we get that out, we're going to be dropping a whole breakdown of this game. Like I said, let me know if you guys want to see that. But amazing throw, man. And like I'm saying, they were a couple of momentum plays away from, being in the lead going into the third quarter. I mean, it would have been huge. And I really do want to give a big shout out to the edge rushers on this team, especially Will Anderson, but more importantly, Jonathan Grenard was huge this year. On this play specifically, we're going to get edge pressure here by both edge rushers. They're also going to send a couple of guys over the middle. Again, this defense is so well schemed. D'Amico Ryans did a great job with this defense, right? And the D coordinator as well. So boom, you get pressure off the edge, and whenever you can get pressure on the quarterback, you can force a couple of different things, 5 different things to be specific. A bad throw, a bad decision, an interception, a sack, a forced fumble, right? But here we go. On this play, we get pressure off the edge. Sorry about that. And then he's going to step up in the pocket, and with the pressure, he's going to force a bad throw here. So it's a little bit overthrown, in and out of his wide receiver's hands, and almost picked off. This would have been a game-changing play. This would have been a momentum-changing play going into the second half. Texans getting the football here around midfield, even on the Ravens side of the field if this was intercepted. But man, I'm telling you, once they get Will Anderson and some of these other edge rushers more experienced and get them a little bit better in terms of getting to the quarterback, they're going to start forcing a ton of turnovers, man. And it's going to be scary to see. This was a great play. Force a bad throw there, almost intercepted. I'm telling you, the Texans are just one couple of plays away, man. 1, 2 players away. They're going to be special. Here's another great zone here as well. Now, in this highlight, they didn't show the pre-snap motion, but what we saw was Robert Woods cross the formation, and we saw nobody cross with them defensively, which tells us one thing. This is a zone coverage. Now, what we want to read here first as CJ Stroud is this linebacker, this DB, Kyle Hamilton right here. We want to read what he does. So you're going to see him early look at the flat route, forcing this zone coverage, who's in a hook curl, should be playing right in the middle of the field. He's actually going to drop down into the flats just to cover Robert Woods. Well, what we notice is the fact that if CJ Stroud was looking at his guy Nico Collins here the whole time, he would have stayed in this hook curl, allowing them to take the flat. But instead, he looks at the flat, gets him to bite down. You have the mid-read over to right in the middle of the field right here, boom, and then you have a quick hitch over here in the middle, finds it early, and Nico Collins makes a play off the catch. This is amazing. I love the fact that CJ Stroud already knows he's a rookie. He can make defenders go wherever he wants them to go by just using his eyes. That's what makes CJ Stroud so good, and he's only going to get better as time goes on. Guys, with that being said, I don't want to post the entire breakdown on this video just because once that film drops, I'm going to be able to break it down so much better. So if you guys do want to see that, make sure you guys comment down below more film, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we post a Texans video going forward. On this play again, man, the Ravens do such a good job applying pressure on the quarterback from every which way. You drop 50 back into a zone, but also send overload blitz to the right side, leaving, two guys really not doing much on that left of the offensive line. They just do a good job. But also, comment down below the number 1 if you are excited for the offseason. Name a couple of position groups that you want to see the Texans go out and try to acquire. What are the biggest needs for this team right now? But, man, I appreciate you guys coming through. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.